inhale into the backs of your ribs. And exhale. Let gravity pull that down. Take an inhale from there. Exhale, pull in your abdominals. Drag your hands back on the floor. Stack your vertebra all the way back up so you're sitting up really, really tall. Let's do that again. So take an inhale. Exhale, drop your chin. Peel down one vertebra at a time, reaching those arms forward, and find a stretch. When you're stretching in this position, see if you can release your quadriceps and your hip flexors. It's kind of hard to do right off the bat because you use them to reach forward, but staying in this position, take an inhale into the backs of your ribs. Exhale, relax that all the way down onto the floor and try to get all your muscles to relax. And let's do that again. Take another inhale. And on your exhale, you're gonna pull those abdominals in, stack the vertebra all the way back up, and sit up tall. And just one more time, take an inhale. Exhale, drop your chin down. Peel down one vertebra at a time, reaching forward on that floor, relaxing your quads and hip flexors. Hold there, inhale into the backs of your ribs. Exhale and stack that all the way back up. Good, so just sitting in this position, bend your knees and put your feet together. Wherever they can be, if they need to be out wider, that's fine, or in closer to you. Hang on to the ankles, bring your elbows on the inside, and just pull your head down and in. If you want to stay on the cushion, Marianne, you totally could. Staying on the ball. That's going to help you stretch into your hips a little further. And we're going to really focus on breathing today because with all the stress, our ribs get really tight. So when you're in this position and your head is dropped, inhale, really fill up the backs of the ribs. And then exhale, go back down into that stretch. Do that one more time. Inhale into the backs of your ribs. And exhale, relaxing back down into that stretch. Now take your torso and bring it over to one side, one leg or the other. It could be your right leg or your left leg, doesn't matter. Take one hand and pull down into that knee, dropping the head. So you're going to get a stretch on the opposite side of your back there. Take an inhale here. Exhale, maybe pull down into that knee a little more. Anchor the opposite hip. That's going to give you a nice stretch through the low back. One more time, inhaling into the backs of the ribs. And exhale, pulling in the core and coming down into that stretch. And then take your torso and just swing her over to the other side. Same deal here. You're going to grab underneath that knee, pull yourself just gently down into that. Take an inhale. Exhale. Come down into that stretch a little more. Anchor the opposite hip. Do that one more time. Take an inhale. And exhale. Back down into that stretch. Take your torso and just shift it to the center one more time. Dropping your head all the way down. Take another inhale. And exhale. From here, pull in your abdominals. Go ahead and stack the vertebra up one at a time. I want you to extend your legs back out in front of you. You can always be seated up on something if this is too much on your hip flexors. But take your hands back behind you. And I have my fingers out, but you could have them back as well. Stick your chest way out and just open your chin a little. So I don't want you throwing your head back like that. That creates a lot of neck tension. But lifting a little and thinking of really trying to open your collarbones in this position. It feels quite lovely. Oh. And then coming back upright to just like an upright position. Hands can be down at your sides. I'm going to scoot back so you can see. We're going to focus on the feet just a little bit. So the goal would be to sit up as tall as possible. If you need to bend the knees to do that just a little bit, go ahead and bend the knees. So from this position, I want you to point your toes and then flex back through the feet. And it's kind of like a ripple effect. You go heel, ball, toe, point the toes, and bring it back and flex it. And of course, we're sitting up really tall and just incorporating the core. Shoulders are down, so it's warming up the whole body, even though we're focusing on the ankles. Two more. Point the toes, and then flex them back. And do one more, point the toes and flex them back. Now just take the right toe and point that one, pull the left foot back, and now we're gonna switch. So you're gonna point and flex, and point and flex, and point and flex. Good, and point and flex. You can feel the quads warming up just a little bit in the hip flexor, point and flex. 4 more, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Flex both feet back. We're gonna do one more thing, little circles in this position. So you're gonna take your feet out to the side, you're gonna point them down and around, and then flex them back up. And again, out, around. Kind of feels good on the hips. And flex. And out, around. And flex. Don't forget the breathing, because then all of a sudden you're gonna topple over and fall down. I'm gonna wonder why. Reverse your circle, go down, point your toes, flex around. Good Lord with us students. And again, point your toes and flex around. Good, 2 more, point those toes and flex around, and do one more, point the toes and flex around. Relax the feet however they are. Bring your hands back one more time. Lift your chest up again. Get that nice stretch, and that kind of stretches out the low back a little bit if you were using that for the toes, the point and flex. All right, so from there, we're gonna do a little bit of a partial roll down. So you're gonna sit and your feet are gonna be bent here. Yep, not feet are bent. Knees are bent, feet are down. Just do this, you're good. You're gonna grab underneath your knees from here. And what I want you to do is stick your butt way out, stick your chest way out, and pull into those legs and get a little bit of an arch here. Make sure the shoulders are down. And then from there, tuck the pelvis and round down. You can continue hanging onto the thighs, or you can release them a little bit. Hold here. As you inhale, try to tuck your pelvis under more. Exhale, dig in deep into your abdominals, round back up. Sit all the way up tall and pull into those thighs again, lifting the chest. Take an inhale into the backs of your ribs. Exhale, pull the abdominals in, activate your glutes as you round down. Holding in kind of that halfway position, inhale, tuck your pelvis under more. Exhale, pull those abs in and round back up. Sitting up tall, pulling your chest into your thighs, opening your collarbones. Take another inhale. Exhale, scoop your abs, squeeze your glutes and round back down. Good, inhale, tuck your pelvis under more, get that lovely stretch through your low back. Exhale and round back up. Stacking the vertebra up, opening the chest and getting your stretch. One more time like this. Start at the base of your spine, tuck your tail. Use your glutes and round back down. Stay there, inhale, tuck your pelvis under more. Exhale and round back up. Stacking up the vertebra and opening the chest and the collarbones again. Stay here for just a moment. Take an inhale. Feel like you're raising your sternum to the ceiling. And then exhale and just hold that position, pulling the shoulders back, opening the collarbones. Do that one more time. Inhale, raise the sternum, and exhale. Good. And relax from there. So now let's go into all fours for me. So, into all fours. If your wrists start to get tired, you can go to the knuckles in this position, that's fine. My knees are about hip socket width apart. So let's just do a little cat-cow. So you're gonna drop the pelvis down. You're gonna open the chest and lift the head a little. Be careful not to throw your head all the way back or sink in your shoulder blades. So I am pushing up and out of my wrists. That's really gonna help any wrist strain that you have. From here, start at the base of your spine. Tuck your booty, come up one vertebra at a time, and now focus on trying to bring the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone, really rounding through that low back. Take another inhale. Let's go the opposite direction. Start at the tail again. Drop that tail out, coming back down one vertebra at a time, and opening up those collarbones, sending your shoulder blades down. Exhale, tuck your booty under and round back up. Oh, reach your spine all the way up. One more time, start at the base of your tail. Drop that back down. Arching the back. Still engaged in here. So this isn't a dump. It's an active arch. And then exhale, round back up. And stretch in this position. And then just come back to all fours. So you're going to take your left arm and you're going to go ahead and open that left arm up to the ceiling. Ugh, I have like no rotation in this side today. Take that arm, thread it through. This is thread and needle. You're going to thread it through. Try to put your left shoulder onto the mat. And hold that position. I'm just going to face you while you do that because otherwise I feel like you can't hear me. Hold this position. Inhale into the backs of your ribs again. Exhale, reach a little further with that left arm to stretch. And come back up and to all fours. Big into the breath today to open that up. Let's take the right arm, open that up to the ceiling. Oh my Lord, take an inhale. Exhale, take that arm. You're gonna thread it through, bend the elbow. Shoulder goes down onto the mat. Oh, this is amazing. I like my palm up. You can go palm down, it's up to you, play with it. Inhale into the backs of your ribs. Exhale, reach a little further with that bottom arm. And come all the way back up. We're gonna do that one more time on each side. So you take the left arm, you reach it up to the ceiling, open the collarbones. Exhale, take that arm, thread it through, bend your right elbow and drop that left shoulder to the mat. Hold that position, inhale into the backs of your ribs. Exhale, reach a little further. Awesome. Engage your core to bring that all the way back up just so you stay supported on all fours again. Take the right arm, lift it up. Oh my God, take it through, thread it. I must have been in a rodeo last night in my sleep because holy cow, my back is tight. I was on a playground. I was on something terribly back tightening. Take an inhale, exhale and thread it through a little further. And come all the way back up to all fours. So put your toes down on the mat there for a second. Yep. And just sit back on your heels a little bit. Hopefully that's not too hard on your knees, but it kind of stretches your toes just a little bit. You can scoot back into those toes, like take your hands and push back a little bit. It's gonna stretch the toe joints. My big toes, especially post-dancer toes, get really tight and stupid arthritic, so this always feels good. And then go ahead and drop the toes all the way down and go into a full child's pose. Yes, and let that stretch. If that's wonky on your shoulders, you can bring your hands back by your butt and rest that too. And let that stretch. Okay, so come on up from there. Let's have everybody lay down. Whew. We're gonna go working a little stability and a little core work. So the arms are down at your sides, feet are about hip socket width apart, so you're in that hook line position. Right away before we even move, I want you to tip your pelvis just a little bit so your tailbone goes down into the mat. That should have activated some of these low back muscles and kind of brought you into a nice neutral spine. Neutral meaning you have the natural curves of your spine. So I do want your back muscles to work right now as well as your core, your abs. So from here on your exhale, I want you to just bring one leg to tabletop. Let's do the right leg up to tabletop. That shouldn't have shifted anything in your body. So you want to watch that your hips didn't torque on that. Inhale, set that foot all the way down. Always reaching with the arms so that your scapular anchors are engaged. Exhale, bring your left leg to tabletop. And I'm actively pushing into the mat a little bit with my right leg as I do that. Inhale, bring that left leg down. Exhale, bring the right leg up. Ribs are in. T-point right down here, right below my sternum is down. Put that foot right back down. And then exhale, bring your left leg up as well. Hold this position here. Take an inhale. Exhale, really bring those ribs down and bring the right leg up to meet it. And just hold this position. Squeeze the knees together. Find your inner thigh. Take an inhale and just exhale, hold. Squeezing the knees together, pulling the ribs in. My tailbone is still down in the mat, so I didn't tuck my booty under. It's still down in the mat, my low back is activated. Now we're gonna go into toe touches, so you're gonna hinge from your hip. On your next exhale, you're gonna lower that right toe down, and I'm hinging from the hip, not bending from the knee, and bring it back up. Do the left leg, exhale, ribs are down, head reaches long. Inhale and bring that leg up. Do it on the right, exhale, lower down. My whole core all the way around 360 is engaged, and up. If you don't quite feel it, move your legs away from you a little bit more and work out there. Do the left leg down, and up. 4 more, exhale, go 4, and up. Watch that you're not pinching your shoulders together. 3, and up. 2 more, exhale, 2, and up. 1 more, exhale, 1, and up. Go ahead and just hug your knees in for a second. Give that all a break. Going on from there, bring both legs back to tabletop. So we're gonna squeeze the knees together on this next one. We're gonna do a double leg lower, varying degrees of the double leg lower. So on your exhale, go ahead and start to lower both down, still squeeze them together, and bring them back up. If you can make your toes all the way down to the mat without arching your back or scooting, that's fine, do that. Otherwise, just honor where you're at right now. Exhale, lower down, and back up. And it's a lot of quad work as well. Do 2 more, exhale, lower down, and back up. And 1 more time, exhale, lower down, and up. Awesome, hug those knees back in. So we're gonna do a few more things in this position, but I'm gonna give you the option to add an abdominal curl to it with your head up, but it doesn't need to be up. So if you wanna leave it down for today, that's fine. Otherwise, bring your legs back to tabletop. Hands can be here, they can also be behind your head to help your head. You're gonna exhale and come back up into your curl. Reach those arms long so your shoulders are down. My tail is down as well. I'm not tucked under like that. I'm still in neutral as much as I can. Single toe touches, lower your right toe down and bring it up. And left toe down. So it just adds a level of difficulty to the abdominals. If you don't want that and you just want to really focus on your stability and activating your back, go ahead and put your head down. And up, do 2 more. Right leg down, and up, and left leg down, and up. Leave both legs in tabletop. Lay your head back down if it was up. Come up into your curl 1 more time. All the way back up. Actively reach those arms if they're down right now. Lower just your right toe down towards the mat. And now switch back and forth. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Really focusing on this stability. And tail in the mat so your back still works. Do 4 more. 4. Back activation is key for back health. We gotta work it and use it and build the muscles. Relax, bend the knees back in. Woo! And let that relax. Okay, so we're gonna do the hundreds, but you can go ahead and do it modified. So if you're gonna do it modified, what I'd suggest is bring your legs to tabletop and reach your arms. Move those legs away from you enough so you feel your core and do the arm beats, okay? If you want your head up today, go ahead and put it up. If you're on fire and want to do the regular hundreds, go ahead and do that. Totally up to you. So I'm going to do a slight in between all of that. So my legs are going to be in tabletop, my arms are up. Take an inhale from here, exhale, come on up into your position. This is my position today. I'm going to reach with those arms, start beating. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2, 4, 5. Exhale. Focus on the breathing. Actually, inhale and exhale when I say. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Can you expand those ribs even more? 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 80, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 90, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 100, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Good. And relax that all the way back in. Straighten those legs out on the mat and just reach your arms long. Just open up the abdominals. A little bit of stretch there. That was a lot of ab. I gotta look at my notebook because it's a notebook time of life right now. Oh, I know what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna stay on our backs. Go ahead and bend your knees for me. We're gonna go into some bridging, some pelvic curl and pelvic bridging. So one is gonna work articulation and flexibility, and one is gonna work stability. So we're gonna start with articulation and flexibility. Arms are down at your sides. You're gonna reach your arms long, a little bit of a press down into the mat. Connect your glutes and heels right away. So I want you to pull the glutes down towards the heels so your hamstrings are working. On your exhale, rock your pelvis back and lift up one vertebra at a time, continuing to pull your glutes towards your heels, keeping that T-point in. And from all that toe touching, I can feel my quads were working. This is kind of a nice little stretch right now for the quads. Yeah, there I am. Take an inhale from there. Exhale and come back down one vertebra at a time. Good. Let's do that again. Take an inhale. Exhale, rock your pelvis back. Pull your glutes towards your heels and lift on up. So my booty is activated the whole time. I don't just arrive and let my booty drop out of it. I'm going to keep it tucked under. And then exhale and come back down. We're going to do two more like this. We'll get fancy on the last one. So take another inhale. Exhale, rock your pelvis back. Lift back up one vertebra at a time. Pull the glutes down towards the heels. Really activate the back chain. Exhale and come back down. And one more time like that. Take an inhale. Exhale, rock your pelvis back and bridge back up. Ribs are in, booty is engaged and tucked under. If I picked my head up and looked at my pelvis right now, it's nice and level. The goal is to keep it nice and level as you bring your right leg to tabletop. So it puts a lot more into that left leg. And then put that foot down, inhale, exhale, bring the left leg to tabletop. Watch that the hip didn't drop, leave it up there. And put the left leg down. One more time on the right, keep those ribs in. Watch that you didn't pop the ribs out, trying to get your booty higher. And put it down. And your left leg up. And put it down. Pause there. Exhale, tuck your booty and come all the way back down. Okay, now we're gonna work some stability in the back. So now I want you to really activate your back muscles. So just like we did before you even move, tip a little bit and over-exaggerate your tailbone down into the mat. Turn on those back muscles. What I want you to do from there is try to lift your whole pelvis up like a 2x4. So how I make sure I'm doing it right is I really stick my butt out and make sure my back muscles are engaged the whole time. The minute you tuck your booty under, you're gonna feel a stretch. And I want those back muscles really activated. So now as I come down, I want to think about putting the tip of my tailbone down in the mat first, coming down. It's not a big movement. It's really small and it's about working your back muscles. Still keep your glutes and heels engaged. Go ahead and lift back up and stick that booty out again. Watch the ribs just a little bit. When you're here, feel if you can feel both sides of your back muscles activated evenly. If one side is a little bit poopy on you, see if you can push that opposite leg into the mat to turn it on just a little bit more. And then set your tail back down. Let's do two more. Go ahead and lift that back up, tail down. Engage those back muscles. My booty is squeezed right now. I'm trying to squeeze my sits bones together. And then drop that back down, tailbone first. And do that one more time. Lift it up, sticking the booty out. Hold this position. So again, my pelvis is flat right now. I want to hold this, keep my back muscles activated. Can I bring my right leg to tabletop? It's really hard. And set that foot down. Watch that you didn't tuck your butt under right away. Left leg comes up, stick your booty out, fire up the back muscles. And put that foot down. Do the right leg again, keep your booty stuck out. Hips are level. I put my hands here, that helps me keep honest. And left leg up. And down. Keep that back arched and set your tailbone down first. Awesome. Hug the knees in, release your back. And then go ahead and extend the legs up a little bit. You can grab behind the knees or the thighs and just pull them into you. Yep. Grab the tips of your toes if you want, whatever feels good. Okay. So Now what we want to do is you're gonna grab a pillow or a ball. Carolyn, do you have a little something to prop your butt up under? Or like a roller? Yep, go ahead and grab it. If you've got a roller works as well. Place your pillow, your towel, your roller, or your ball underneath your butt. So I'm gonna place it underneath my sacrum. And then put both legs on the floor and just let your hip flexors stretch for a second. Because it's delightful. And just rock your hips a little bit from side to side. Just, oh, there you go, Carolyn, perfect. And if you've got a roller, you can put your hands on either side of that roller and it'll help it from scooting out from underneath you. Yep. Awesome. So go ahead and bend your knees now for me. Put your feet flat on the mat. Yep, you're gonna bring that right leg to tabletop. You're gonna go ahead and bring your left up to meet it. Okay? So this is kind of like what we were doing before, but it adds a little bit of instability. And you also wanna activate those back muscles and stick that tailbone down into your roller or your ball or whatever you've got right now to keep the back muscles engaged as well. So let's just do a little toe touching to start. So exhale, just like we did before, lower that right toe down. And bring it back up. So you can go a little bit further when your butt's up like this, focusing on the ribs, staying down, and then activating more of the lower abdominal. Right toe down, and back up, and left toe down, and back up. Extend both legs to the ceiling. Hang on to your roller or your ball if you need to, and just bring those legs into you. So you're getting a nice little stretch there. Yep. If you can stay there and not have whatever you're on roll out from underneath you, you want to grab your toes, you can do that as well. And then now I want you to bring your legs back up so you're about 90 degrees at the hip right there. So the legs go straight up to the ceiling. On your exhale, go ahead and lower those legs down. And you choose how low you're going to go here. Just really make sure your ribs stay low. And then bring the legs right back up, take an inhale. Do that again. Exhale, lower both legs down. And bring them back up. Two more. Reach your arms long as well. Keep your scapular stabilizers, those things that keep your shoulders down, keep them activated. And do one more like that. Go ahead and lower down. And bring the legs back up. Fold those legs back into you again and release that. We're going to do circles from this position and we're going to start in like this. So you're going to get this lovely kind of hip rolling action. So your legs are going to go out from here. You're going to exhale and lower them down and around into a nice big circle. Don't go too low. And bring the legs back up and all the way over into you again. Do that again. Go out. Exhale, pull in those abs around. And then all the way back into you. Two more. Go out and around. And all the way back up and into you. And one more, go out and around. And all the way back up and into you. Let's reverse it. So you're gonna start from this deep in position. You're gonna go down from there. Circle around, bring it all the way around and back into you. Do that again. Go ahead and lower down. And around and all the way back. Two more. Exhale, lower down, all the way around. And back, and let's do one more. Go ahead and go down all the way around and back. Just stay here and let the legs go out into a bit of a split. I like to grab at the knees a little bit because that kind of adds a little bit of a stretch for me. Carolyn, you might not need it, but just let the inner thigh stretch for just a second. And then bring those legs back in. Set your feet down onto the floor and then just scoot that roller or ball out from underneath you, however you have that. Yep, perfect. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll to your stomach. Grunt a little bit because it just feels good. So on your stomach, your legs are gonna be about the width of your mat and turned out a little bit. That just kind of opens up so that the sacrum a little bit so that you can have some movement back there. Your hands are going to be right by your armpits at your sides. On your inhale, I want you to lift your chest up. Use your hands a little bit. So inhale, lift your chest up from there and get a little bit of a stretch. If you want, you can go all the way up and let your belly stretch here. To get my stomach to stretch, I'm tucking my booty under a little bit so that I'm not just dumped in my low back, and then lower that all the way back down on the exhale. Do that again. Inhale. Come up as high as you want or not. Exhale and come back down. 2 more. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale and come back down. And one more time. Inhale and lift back up. And exhale and come back down. So now take your hands and just fold them and rest your head on your hands like that. Yep. And I'll probably be looking at you a lot so that you can hear me, because otherwise I'm down here mumbling. But with your head down, go ahead and put it down. I'm going to talk at you. So head is down. On your next exhale, I want you to just lift your right leg up and off the mat. So when that right leg is lifted, both my hip bones are still down in the mat, and I can feel the left side of my back working. And then you're going to lower that leg down, and now lift your left leg up and see if you can feel the right side of your back working. And lower it down. Make sure the legs stay straight and you're lifting from your booty. Right leg comes up again. And lower it down. You're going to find that one side of your back is probably a little sleepy. Left leg up. See if you can fire that sucker up a little more. And down. Do the right leg again. Lift that up. Reach it long. And down. And the left leg. And down. Now, if your shoulders don't mind it, go ahead and extend your arms over your head. If your shoulders mind it, you can stay like that. On your inhale, we're going to go ahead and lift up into a swan. So take an inhale, lifting on up, reaching the arms and legs long. My shoulders are down in my back pockets. Exhale, scoop and come back down. See if you can get even activation on both sides of your back. Inhale and lift back up. If you've got a bit of a lazier side, raise that leg up a little bit and lower back down. Do that again. Inhale. Lengthen. Try to reach opposite sides of the room. Exhale and lower back down. And do one more. Go ahead and come back up. Lengthen. And come all the way back down. Use your hands. Push yourselves back into child's pose and just let that stretch for a second. Staying in this child's pose, so stay exactly where you are. Focus your thoughts on the backs of your ribs. And I want you to inhale into the backs of your ribs, spreading them out like butterfly wings. And then you're going to exhale and relax down into that stretch a little bit more. Do that again. Inhale, open up your back. Exhale. 2 more big breaths like that. Inhale into the backs of your ribs. Exhale and relax it back down. And do one more. Inhale into the backs of your ribs. And exhale. Good. Go ahead and sit on up from there. If you have a TheraBand or a rope strap or whatever, go ahead and grab it. It's just for a little stretching. Carolyn, you might be okay because you can probably just grab your ankle. If you don't have anything, it's fine. Yeah, there, perfect. We're good. So have your band close to you, Marianne, and just go ahead and lay back down on your back. Everybody lay down on your back, not just Marianne. All right, here we go. So you're going to straighten out. We're going to do a little crossbody stretch. So straighten out just your left leg. Grab your right knee. Yep, and then just take that over to the side. And stretch that. The goal would be to keep your right shoulder down. That would be the goal. Hold there. We've been doing a lot of breathing. Let's keep it up. Inhale into the backs of your ribs. Exhale. And just try to relax those back muscles. So we stretched them a lot today, but we also worked them a lot today. Both are amazingly good. And you're going to bring that back. And then go ahead and straighten the left or the right leg, bend up the left. Grab that and take it over to the side. And let that stretch. Oh my Lord. Inhale into the backs of your ribs. Exhale. And let that stretch. And then just go ahead and bring that back to center. So if you have a band, go ahead and grab it. If you're bendy like Carolyn, don't worry about it. So I'm going to take this band, I'm going to put my right foot into it. And I'm just going to, yes, exactly. And I'm just going to pull into that and let that stretch. So just be careful if you're using a band or if you're not actually, either way, not to shrug your shoulders up. So I just kind of pull back on this band without hiking up like that. And just hold that for a second. Let that hamstring stretch. It's kind of lovely. And so now I'm going to take the band or my leg and just my left hand. My right arm goes down on the floor. And I'm going to cross my center line a little. And I get a stretch right through my IT band. So I'm not letting my butt tip like that. I'm keeping my pelvis anchored and just crossing that center line to get an IT band stretch. And just holding that. And then bring that leg back to center. Now grab the band or your leg with your right arm. Take it all the way out to the side. You can balance your right elbow on the floor, or if you can go all the way out. Don't worry about your hips rolling on this one, just let it. Let it stretch. And then bring that leg back up, and let's go ahead and switch. So putting that left foot in the band, right leg is out long. And I'm going to pull on that band and just let my hamstring stretch here for a second. You know, put as much tension or pull on this as you want or not. And I'm going to take the band in my right hand. Now my left hand goes on the floor. I'm going to, ow, cross the center line. Ah, my left side's tight. Definitely my dominant leg. Oh. And then you're going to go ahead and switch. Take it in the left arm. Take that leg out to the side. I just bring my right arm out to the side because it lets it counterbalance. Let it stretch. And then bring that leg all the way back up. Keep hanging onto the band, but just rock yourselves up to a seated position. And if you want, you can put the band on both feet. And then just drop your head down and kind of pull on that band. If you're bendy enough, just grab over your toes and drop your head. Just let that stretch. Inhale again into the backs of your ribs. Exhale and relax down into that stretch a little bit more. Sitting back up from there, I'm just going to go over back into all fours. We're going to go up into a little pike stretch. So back into all fours. My feet are a little bit wider than normal. I'm going to press those heels down and just stick my booty up to the ceiling. Oh no, I'm going to go this way because the way I'm recording, that was a complete butt shot in the camera. Sorry. And stretch. God, I had that whole thing was. Stretch. These are the tips we learn as we're now starting to video everything. Tip 1, don't stick your ass in the camera for the entire class. And now just walk your hands back to your ankles. And just let it fold in half for a second and drop your head. You can softly bend your knees if that just feels better for you. Just make sure your head is relaxed. Do a little bit of a head bob and just let that go back and forth. And then take a nice big inhale. On your exhale, you're going to round all the way up to standing. And out of the frame of shot all the way up.